Wait for people to get back on. It just be spliced up. And like I said, I'll go put it back together.
Yeah.
I'll do that tonight. I'll splice it up and put it all back together as one. All right. We got, okay, somebody's on.
Yeah.
It might be you. Two. All right, here we go. Next.
Yeah,
All right.
so anyhow, but it was the student program that really kind of became the currency that that everything was really built on, because that allowed us to start out offering more classes, but in turn it allowed us to start attracting more better student or finding the students that we were looking for to work in the program. And, you know, I was so thankful for them. And, you know, I wish that was one of the things that I wish I've had the opportunity, because a lot of those early students, their kids have come through the program now too. But, you know, things are a lot different for our students that are in our program now than what they were when they started. But like it is for everybody, to be able to do that, you know, we have a lot more resources. I think we have a better plan.
Yeah,
you know, we understand. But at the end of the day, the work that they did was much harder.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
that's why I try to tell our students now that, because, you know, we didn't have a fleet of gators, we didn't have a fleet of water cows. We, you know, a lot of it was.
You was a lot of hauling water jugs.
Yes.
It was. We didn't have a sports medicine trailer. You know, we had that old van.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Old Dodge van.
Yeah.
That's right. But we had, you know, we there was a lot of labor that was involved in it, and so. But of course, also too, we didn't have nearly the number of sports. We didn't have nearly the number of athletes. That which also attracted that at the same time Southeastern started their curriculum program and a lot of the other programs. So it started attracting. We had great high school students. Then we started attracting college students here to get that experience. And I think people understand and see a lot of our college students here, which has been hugely beneficial to us. But, you know, like high school students, look, I go back and, you know, we used to really give a lot of awards and recognition to high school students at our state association, and we were very fortunate. You know, my son Kyle was very proud of when he got the Bubba Porsche Award. We had Brianne Bourgeois that got that. I had Julia Landry. They got those awards, which were for the top students in our state. We had a number of students that, you know, like Ashley Villeneuve and Teresa, you know, Kyle, you know, he did that. And a lot of these students, it was a pilgrimage that they come and work the high school all-star games with us at LSU back when we used to kind of have that sports festival type or the Red Stick Bowl.
Yep.
And so they got a lot of opportunities. Right now, you know, I got a phone call, Hunter Arnold. I'm super proud. Hunter's going to be applying to the master's program at LSU. You know,
wow.
You know, Jayla Cornett. You know, I had a number, but, you know, we had a number of athletes that necessarily weren't student aides, but were athletes here that went on and became athletic trainers. Jayla Cornett, Vanessa Russell, VJ, you know, those, you know, and VJ was a college student here. Jayla was a college student here and spent a lot of time here. So, you know, we had Vanessa West, which was an alumnus of San Juan High School, but she was an athletic trainer that was a college student that came here. You know, I think about either
She's still doing middle school too.
She is.
Yes.
And, well, I know she's teaching the middle school, but either way. But like Brianne right now, super proud of Brianne. You know, and she's you know, she finished PA school. She's working at Brock now. You know, I had Heather Saunders that, you know, she was a PA. I've got so many that are nurses or work in the healthcare field. I talked to Arceneaux Singleton, which is somebody that's extremely near and dear to me, and was so happy about that. Sydney, you know, I had Sydney Bertrand, and, you know, Sydney was, you know, I had several, and those are just something that just come to the front part of my mind that, you know, I still actively talk to on a pretty regular basis, you know, as well as, you know, like I said, I've been able to reconnect with some of them. I saw Kelsey Featherston, which Kelsey's husband is the police chief at Port Vincent.
Okay.
Saw her you know, the other day at the grocery store. So it's been awesome.
So if you ever get pulled over in Port
you
Vincent,
got-
hey, I know Scott.
I got a little win.
well, I
You got to watch that boat. It could be bad or good or bad.
yeah, but when Sarah got stopped, I forgot to use that get out of jail.
Yeah.
You know, so anyhow, but, you know, but our college students, I think back, I had normally, probably close to 300 students that have come through this program. And the group of students I have this year, I really want to give them a shout out, because we have probably one of the best group of seniors we had this year. And we've always had some great groups of seniors. But the ones that were here, they had a big task because they were the first to know that I was going to retire.
Yeah.
They were the first to know that I was going to spend time going watch Sarah play, and that wouldn't be there on game nights, which is something that's really difficult because you work up to those moments.
Yeah.
And that's really where you get that bond with them, and you get to work with and to be able to do that. But those students,
you had to go watch a kid. Though.
Absolutely,
You know, I mean, absolutely.
It's always parent first.
That's right.
Well, but that's a hard part
and
about when you do this job, and a lot of athletic trainers struggle with,
Right.
is that and that's a thing that I really struggle with too, is that when I used to spend the night here.
Yeah, when you was living in Live Oak.
Yeah.
When I lived in Watson. And,
Watson,
and then. And I still don't live that much closer, but it's I've commuted over close to 600,000 miles in my time here, and so when Coach Morrow was adamant, we were here at 7, all the staff, and we cleaned the locker room, so I spent the night, and me and Coach Talley used to fight who was going to get the couch or who's going to sleep in that field house, but there was plenty of nights I slept here and instead of driving and did that, and so it was. But it was really, honestly, at the end of the day, it's the students and our high school students that we've had that are really, really the backbone of this program. And I think everybody should really understand that these students have chose to serve their classmates and serve in a way to take care of other people. And I think when we live in service of others, that's really special. And I think that's what makes them special. And I think we have a great culture of that in Santa Monica community.
I'll agree.
About health, the safety, but about service. But also, too, like I said, we had 20 college students that are fantastic, that all have gone on to be great professionals. And I know I don't have them all, but, one thing I'm extremely proud of is like Luke Freyu was a college student, 16 during the flood year, and Luke came back. And he worked here as an assistant. He's at Zachary.
Yeah.
Jayla, of course, was here. She stayed in the community. Her little brother Joel's a senior in the program. Of course, I absolutely cannot go through today without talking about Amanda and Tara. Both of them were college students, and they're here, and the torch is being passed to them, and to be able to do that. Vanessa Russell came back, and I got to see VJ. Of course, Jeff and Heather Shea. And even the ones I have right now, like Megan Gordon, that was here last year from LSU's at University of Georgia, and Steve is with the Falcons, and then I have Dr. Ron McMorris, that was one of my early students, and then like I said, Shaylin Melton. These people are doing fantastic work. But then Randon, that was here last year, is the head athletic trainer at Delcom, and Hannah Hernandez called me, and like I said, I can go on and on and on. Lydia Varisco, that was here, is somebody I would absolutely hire in a heartbeat, and she was fantastic. And so we've had a ton of those, and of course I know, and please, I don't want people to be upset that I don't remember everybody, but those are people that like I said,
I mean, you can't remember all the kids from 20 and people from 28 years. I mean, come on, man.
But it's when we look at that, those were the students that really helped us do the work, because it wasn't all that long ago. It wasn't up to 2014 that I got assistants, and we had a little bit of it. We have that itinerant position that we started when Dutchtown opened, but it was really these students that were really doing that work.
Yeah.
I think about Jason Rusk is another one, and Morgan Tidwell. Jason, of course, I've gotten to see Jason, and Jason's he's a strength coach now, and I mean, he's fantastic, and would love to see him come back to this area and be involved, and to have that. But those were the students that really started the work. And then once the class started going, and every little project what made me proud is that every project with the class started, that then the class got really popular. It helped us go into doing block schedule, whereas we kind of modeled it for block scheduling, me and Bobby Keller, and then that grew the Allied Health Academy, and that grew, and then it became widely popular. And then the Bessie asked us to write a curriculum for it, which was awesome to be a part of that process and to be able to do that, to see the diploma endorsements and now the IBCs that's created. And then not just that, but the other athletic training jobs. When I started in Ascension Parish, we had 2 athletic trainers, me and Lauren Sanders. And now we have, we have 14.
Oh, wow.
And you want to talk about a full circle moment. Larry Gainey, that was here, was one of our, Doc Gainey's still working. He's helping us in middle school. He went back and got recertified to come back to work in the middle schools. And then Randy Gonzalez, that was at EA, and he came back and he's working at Dutchtown. Those 2 guys were really pioneers. They were really the guys that were breaking the ground.
They were here when we were here.
Before we got here, so a lot of people give us a lot of credit, Ronnie and I, but, there's somebody like, Piper Rube. Piper was our itinerant athletic trainer. She's an assistant, and she just, up to last year at Dutchtown. But, it's a chore to try to do the job that we do with the manpower that we were limited to have. And then as the one thing that we've seen is a continual growth in the amount of sports and the amount of participation. It just continues to grow. But, Brad, you asked me about some awards. But
we're going to get into some awards, but I'll just touch base on that real quick, though. I think more than any award or accolade you ever received, those students that have come through, that have moved on, and still in this profession, is probably states more than any award you'll ever receive.
I agree, and that's the currency, and to have those, to find out you made an impact in somebody's life,
right,
is absolutely enormous.
Oh yes,
and I think that's the thing that to me that really touches me is that when you hear, and then there's times that too you feel that, man, I should have been a little bit better.
Well,
and you do that, but it's also that when you can connect to people and you talk and that you made a difference, and not just the athletes, because that's what everybody sees. The thing that really drives is having that student program. That is something that is extremely important to me that's been here because of what all it did for the school, because you were impacting people in a way that you don't, athletes, you're here to take care of them. But, we started really understanding, I think about Brittany Babineau when I asked, she was, I've had little stages with all these students. I've had so many of them, but they make such an impact on you to be able to change how you are as a person, but help you grow as a person, but understand that, when you could start getting these kids to come in and be a part of a program and say, hey, look, you got to come and work. And you got to take care of the people. And not many people are going to pat you on the back.
Yeah.
It's going to be work. You're going to have to deal with me, and I'm not the easiest to deal with at times. But you're going to do these things, and it's going to, but at the end of the day, it's going to be worth it. And a lot of our coaches do a really good job of recognizing that. I think Coach Oliver's been really good about that during his time here. He's their comic relief for sure.
Yeah.
But, that's been really awesome. And I just wish more coaches would recognize the effort that those kids put, because in turn that makes their classmates recognize that.
Yeah.
And then, they go ahead and they value that. And I think that makes it important. But, when we talk about, impact and doing those things, there's a ton of things, awards that, personally we got, but I'd much rather talk about the things about our Safe Sports School Award, that we were the only school, the first 10 schools in the nation to get it, first school in Louisiana, and then just a few years ago we're the first school in the nation to get it 4 times, and the only school in the nation to get it 4 times, and that was huge. And to think about something that just is to get the shirt off the back awards. That was something that's awesome. And and I counted them up the other day when we took the plaques down and went through them. I had 50 shirt off the backs.
Oh wow!
And that was something that just absolutely.
It shows that the impact you had on those kids.
That's right. And then I thought about too. Travis and the basketball program recognized me when he started that Mr. Basketball part. But that was a thing that I really drove myself to try to be that. A lot of times what we do is always centered around football, and people think that. But I always felt that every kid here needed to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And every sport needed that. And so whatever we were doing for one group, we needed to do from others. Because nobody has ever answered this question for me. And because the answer is the answer. Is that when somebody can tell me that a starter on football is more important than a starter on volleyball to that parent, and that parent's kid, that one kid is more important to that parent than the other, every kid that's here is their parent's most important part.
Right.
And that they all deserve the highest level of care and to be able to do that. And that's what's, and then people started to understand that. And people started to see that. And so that's when the Booster Club and, Coach Morrow was doing a great job of that. And then, of course, then the school jumped involved and, just everybody just really started to see that. And, and I had this great group of advocates that were parents, and a lot of the parents that really did a lot of advocacy for me over the years were parents in, those sports like volleyball and baseball and softball. And they would see you and they saw, man, this guy's out here and he's taking care of all of our kids. And that's the thing, is when you get those things, that's the recognition that you really want. But for some things that like I said, for the record, I got recognized to be in the Hall of Fame for my profession. And so anytime your peers recognize that,
right.
to be that I had a lot of firsts that I was really proud of. I was the only athletic trainer to ever get recognized by the HSA for a Distinguished Service Award. I was the first athletic trainer in Louisiana to get recognized by our district for a secondary school athletic trainer award. I won this award called Corson's Care that was during the flood year, was given by, it's named after Ron Corson, which is a giant in our profession. He's the guy that actually saved Devon Gale's life.
Oh, wow.
When he's the director of sports medicine at Georgia. If you know anything about athletic training, Ron Corson is on the top, and him to present me with that award was huge for me personally. To get the NATA Service Award for my service and for my profession was enormous. And but probably the one award that really means the most to me, and they all mean, I've gotten service awards and doing that, but is when Ms. Tomplay gave me the core value medal for this school, because each principal only gets one.
Oh, wow.
And to be recognized that this faculty at this school, how great our faculty is and how great our community is, and to get that recognition, that was enormous.
Yeah.
And it still overwhelms me today. To me, it's one of the greatest awards, personal awards that I got, because it is to be a part of this faculty and be a part of this community is a privilege.
Yep.
And when Ms. Tomplay called me, and actually I was a little late to work that morning.
You thought you was in trouble.
She said, I was pulling up, I was getting in front of school, and that's what our office was in the academy, and she says, hey, look, and she never called me. And she said, hey, when you get to school, come see me. I was like, oh, man, I'm in so much trouble. So, I pulled in, and I came in, boy, and I walked in. And
I bet it was a fast walk.
It was not.
It's one I'm going to just,
That's like when your mama asks you to go get your belt.
Yep.
You don't run and get that,
but
you walk in there, and she gave me that, and I'm just telling you, it was overwhelming. And but it's that was, when you think about those things. But honestly, when I saw Destin Barker here last night, and when they give you that shirt off the back, it means something to them. And it means you mean something to them. And they, those kids think about that, who they're going to give it to. And, that's the great thing about serving kids and being in here. And there's so many, it's so many moments that, if I start talking about those, I'm going to just be a mess.
Yeah, and let's highlight.
Well, here's we're going to interrupt then so you
right.
catch yourself. Shane Brignac. Cypress
Cypress New.
Yeah, he says, thank you, Scott, for your many years of service to the Santa Monica community, and more so for taking Reed Brignac under your wing. He and I both think the world of you. Good luck on your future endeavors. Ms. Vicki Rogers says, you took great care of my son, Derek Rogers. Thank you for all you have done for our athletes. And then I see we got some more over here. Yeah. Kirk LSR says, thank you, Coach. Mr. Ralph Piper, what a total asset to the school and all the athletes who passed through Santa Monica. Thanks, Scott. Tyra Bourgeois, I remember your first year with our crew. Thanks for helping so many kids over the years. Brooks Grenfield, thank you, Coach. Jenna LeBlanc, so grateful for you, Coach.
Wow, that's. I mean, now you're just trying to make me cry.
No,
that's not the plan, but the plan is to let people be able to.
Wow, and I appreciate that, because you struggle with how do you tell people, and to be able to do this. Once again, I want to tell you, I appreciate having this platform and y'all thinking about me enough to be able to do this, and because how do you culminate
28 years?
28. And what a lot of people don't understand is that Coach Fave is 40. Then Clark's been here, 33.
Yeah.
And then I would never have thought, you told me when I got here I would outlast Coach Morrow or Coach Blacker.
Right.
In their combined years, and to be able to do that. So, Brad, you had asked me some questions and some memories.
Yes.
Of course,
like
we talked about.
I'm sure you have.
Oh man,
we don't have that much time.
Well, Dylan Stahl said, "Love you, Coach. Gonna miss you."
All right, so give me. So I'm gonna knock this out real quick.
But we'll go through some of your top.
We'll go through some of. So obviously, like I wrote down for that when you asked me this. Anytime after a win was memorable.
Yes.
But I got to be in the dugout for 10 of the 11 state championship games that we had in softball and baseball. That was actually, I let me fix that, 9 out of 11 because Luke was in there for the last baseball.
Yeah.
But it's all the Catholic games, the EA games, to be there, to be a part of those. That was awesome. I got to see all the softball games here for a number of years. Once, my first year here is when we moved it here. Getting to be a part of the semifinal games in girls and boys soccer, those were huge. Being a part of the start of volleyball and wrestling and see the wrestling state champions we had and the volleyball progress that they had. 2004 was probably the most special year for me because that was the year that we won baseball and softball.
Yeah.
And we won softball and turned around and beat baseball. And a lot of people didn't remember those years when I was by myself. It was come in, you came in, you taught all your classes. We had spring football going on. You did spring football practice, and then you found time to leave and go. And a lot of times we were
You had time?
We were driving, we're driving back and forth. In 2019, I forget one of the years that Amy Petrie's first year, we lost in the quarterfinals.
18.
Yeah, and then, and the boys were playing Sam Houston. So I left Sulphur and drove right there. I was so thankful for my parents, growing up in Rain. They still live there because I never stayed with the team because I would drive back. Or I would drive back to school and come all the way back because we had something here going on. And so that was that was awesome. We host the national powerlifting meet here. Was one of those things, the regional track meets. I think about that. So those were all these neat events and neat things to be a part of. Of course, we had some really cool games with the Catholic game when the lights went out. That was awesome. But
we're gonna finish this game.
Oh yeah.
Well, look, I'm gonna tell you this. But the best moment for Catholic moment was when Kenny Guidry and Blake Kling were the freshman football coaches, and we went to Catholic and we were playing, and we got a weather delay, and they wanted to finish the game, and we couldn't finish it because the lights went out and they wanted to play in a little corner, and Kenny was about to just rip some people up. And if anybody knows Kenny Guidry, he's intense. And he's a mild-mannered dude, but he's intense. I wouldn't want to fight Kenny. But then we ended up playing him on a Saturday, and that's when Seth Babin was a freshman and Quentin. And I still think about that game. And, and that's been pretty special for me this year with Seth Guidry, Cooper being here, those things, and all the coaches and their kids that have come through, Matt Latino being here with Coach Lou. But it's nothing like when I want to finish with talking about with my kids, but being a part of Leah Heinz's run and those girls, the relationship I have with Elena Addison and the Grimions and all these. Ben obviously has become one of my great friends, and
Ben thinks very highly of you. I mean, he had he was a major league ball player that was trying to get back into the game, and where he went to get rehab. Right here.
Exactly.
Well, and sometimes it's just listening and doing that. So those memories. But I also have some funny memories that I need to bring up, and because one of my students reminded me about this, is that I don't know many of y'all if you ever passed by Cade's Frozen Custard and see that they had an awning.
Yes.
But the first year that we had a trailer, that we had Coach Oliver and I, we were at Dutchtown, and we drove the Suburban and the trailer there, and Sydney Bertrand and Logan Marcotte were out with us, and she was Logan Lambert at the time, and the game got canceled because of lightning, and said, let's go get some frozen custard. So we pull up, we place our order. I asked Coach Oliver, am I going to make it? You got this.
Yeah.
Well, I pulled up. The awning went down, and the best part is the awning fell over the door of the window. And then Coach Oliver, and I really appreciated how much he helped me in that moment. He just walked over there and lifted it up and asked the girl, hey, can you refill my tea? And then so I had to take the awning off, put it behind the building, then call Cade Sheets, which I didn't know. But Cade Sheets at the time, and Jody was, and of course I've become great friends with them. But he said the only deal is I'm not gonna file insurance with it, but don't ever come back. and so
with that trailer.
No.
Don't ever come back. Oh Lord.
And then when Claire started high school here, I told Jody, could she lift my probation? So I actually have a deal that Jody wrote it out and exonerated me. So that on my birthday one year, I got my probation going there. Another one was when I got asked to help Coach Oliver another time. Is, of course, I told the one I did with Coach, Coach Schwacker has some, but I'm not going to talk about it too much.
Yeah.
But but Coach Oliver asked me to help him one day with Clark. because in their infinite wisdom, they thought they had diesel, but they had gas to try to burn a burn pile.
Oh.
And Clark did. I'm just going to let you know, at the end of the day, Clark didn't have eyebrows. And so he brought Clark to me I can do skin grafts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we fixed Clark up a little bit. But so after that, we didn't let them burn anything.
Right.
And
Good
so,
idea.
Yeah. And so that was, I think Clark lost a few years right there too. But really, for the sake of time, I just really need to say thank you. And this is going to be the hardest part.
Okay.
Just thanks to the community, because they took me in. The greatest thing I had is that I had an X at the end of my name, and people recognized that. They saw me as one of their own. They accepted me one as their own. I'm just so thankful for that. And, when people ask about people I'm going to miss and people I miss immensely, or as Mr. Richard and Miss Myrtle Wagaspack, because they were huge for me.
Yep.
They treated me as one of their own, and I could tell you during the flood year, Miss Myrtle, I must have ate 1,000 pounds of chicken stew that Mandy would bring to me every day. And of course, Mr. Richard was the first person, one of the first people I met, and when I needed something, he was always there. The answer was never no. Mr. Lyles Check Snyder, 10-4 back door. He was a guy that got everything done. Mr. Mickey Morgan. But it's so thankful for the school board people like Steve Broussard and Harold Gyro and and Jody Ellisard and Steve and Mr. Lewis and how many I drew a blank.
What, right now?
Yeah.
Harold, James.
Not James.
Nope.
Not
Before him? Booster Club?
No, from the James and then the Booster Club now, but our school board member.
Boo?
Boo.
Boo Burson.
Yeah, Boo Burson. Yeah. How can I forget Boo?
Brain fart.
Yeah. Well, emotion.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
get
know.
it.
Yeah.
But Boo, those guys have been huge for us. Troy Gotro, but all the board was. Once we got in front of the board, we knew that we were going to get that. But the community was great for us. Our school board members that really served the community. I told y'all before. I had 7 principals. I've only had 3 athletic directors: Coach Morrow, Coach Swacker, and Coach Oliver.
Yep.
They've been tremendous for me. I had 7 principals with Miss Eva, Patrice, Coach Morrow, Steve Westbrook, Mia, Beth, and now Christina. And people just don't realize how much those people love this school and how much they do. But the people that really did a lot were the assistant athletic trainers and our itinerants. I talked about Piper. We don't have an assistant athletic training program in our parish without Piper. Piper Rube, that's at Dutchtown, and Piper had a tough job, and she did it. We had Quantrell Toval, which is at East St. John now, and Buster, which is in college in Mississippi. Matt Stump, which is at Dahl. These were all itinerants. But, I can't not talk about my time here, not thank Caitlin McKinley, Klingman, that, Caitlin was here, and she was the first assistant athletic trainer we had, and she came in, and she had a really tough deal, and we asked a lot of her, and she did that. She did a great job, and she really, it was really hard to see her go. And what she did, and we were really kind of getting into, a good groove. Of course, Luke being here, absolutely love Luke. I hated to see him leave too, and but those people, their lives change, and in your life, and you understand that, but could never thank Amanda and Tara enough, because it's been really, really tough on them to have what we had, to expect what we expected out of them. But also in our district. Our other athletic trainers, we became a family. Ronnie Harper I had lunch with today. Renee Ponce, that's at EA, and the program that he has, and Lonnie Litchfield at Dutchtown. And then when Lauren was at, we all work together. We all try to have a plan. When we look at our district, you can't say anything in our district without Jeff Pyron, what he's done for facilities and for us. And it just goes on and on. The superintendents, the directors, but a lot of these people become those other people. And because when you meet them and see, Santa Monica High School is the key driver in a lot of things that happen in our district, and it's a fact. And so because it's such a special place, but I'm so thankful we have our Brock Foundation now with Deanna Melanson, and Deanna was somebody that was at EA, and so you start to see the common theme is the connection that everybody has to this school. In this area, we talked about the Booster Club, Dr. Curry and Dr. Lindenmeyer, Dr. Winder, not many people know that Garrett, his PA, Garrett's from Santa Maria, but Garrett was with me when he was with Dr. Sylvester. So he's actually been, he had a little hiatus in there when he worked for when he worked for Dr. Robichaux. And then, now we have Christian, which is an alumnus, is one of our healthcare providers. We had Gus Gutierrez with BRPT.
Yep.
Now, all these people played a huge role in what all went on for me as well as this program. Greg Patterson, Ben, we talked about it. Brent Bateman is a prince.
Oh, yeah.
And
How much ice you need?
Yeah.
Well, I could tell you he's the coolest dude in Santa Maria for sure. And he's one of the best people you'll ever meet. And I absolutely love that guy. And loved having Josh part of my program. We had Mary and Kevin Bourgeois that did a bunch. And, of course, my brothers from another mother, Garrett and Cade Sheets, but also – I want to talk about Haley too, because I like Haley way more than I like them too.
You better.
And then, but those folks are awesome. And we got such awesome parents and so awesome athletes. But like I said, it's hard. It's really hard. It's going to be to leave this place. And for so many years, it was in my windshield. But come next week, it's going to be in my rearview mirror.
Yep.
And I'm you guys asked and. I'm moving on to, I'm open right now I got quite a few irons in the fire. I've served in state leadership for a long time, and, I'm going to find a place that fits my skill set, what I want to do. But for right now, I'm taking a break. And
I don't blame you. Almost 30 years of service in it. It's time to take a step back, a little back. Enjoy the kids.
Yeah. Well, Dustin Cluout had a great point, and of course, Dustin's always never short for a good soundbite.
Oh, well, yeah.
Dustin's always like, I've been on a 30-year turnaround, and that's what it's been like.
Yeah.
You got something right here. Hey, can you hear?
Hey, hello?
Hey.
We in there.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Coach
man.
Scott, this is Ben.
Yeah, I see that on the phone right there.
You see it, bro?
I could see it. I could see you.
Hey, man, I just want to call and thank you for the time you put into the Gator community, and you were a big part of just keeping the past Gators connected to the future Gators, connected to the present Gators, and I know that's definitely something that we're going to miss with you leaving, but everything you gave to us in our community is definitely appreciated. You are our community, and to me, you still kind of the face of Santa Maria High School and our athletic department and kind of keeping it all together.
That's
Appreciate
true.
that, brother.
That's true. Indeed.
Definitely.
Well, I love you, brother, and I appreciate
We
you,
definitely
man.
going to miss you. I know whatever you do next is going to be great, but I don't know. We definitely going to miss you for one.
Well, I'm going to miss a lot of people, and, and I'm just thankful that we have the relationship we have, and, and I'm just glad I could be the person that I needed to be when you needed me to be that person, and I think that's important, and I've got
You that for everybody, and you're going to be that for that's who you are. You like to help people and help others and help community, and that's just how your heart works. So, again, I just want to call in and tell you thanks for your time, and we love you, bud.
Thank you, Ben.
All
Love
right.
you
All
too.
right. Thank you, Ben.
I can't
Later.
take no more callers. I mean, you're a low down, dirty dog.
He kept on. He was texting me like, "Man, I need to get on the air.
Yeah.
I need to get on the air. I need to get on the air." I mean, when your brother calls, you know how it is. Your brother call you. He say, "Get on the air." You can get on the air. Huh?
We're gonna
Yeah.
give you a minute real quick, catch your collective thoughts. We're going to go
Yeah.
through some of these right here.
That's Ben, Two Seam Sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just called in.
Yeah.
That's Tara's mom.
Yeah, Miss Christine.
Yeah, Miss Christine says, "Go ahead."
She said it's not goodbye, it's I'll see you later.
Gator.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
She
right.
says, been a blessing to our family. Gonna miss you big man. Here you go.
All right.
I can't.
Keisha Taylor,
leaves-
the best
leave
of
my
the best. You will be missed. Betty Sheets, great memories, great athletic trainer. Wishing you a great retirement. Alan Miller, the GOAT himself. When I moved to the Santa Maria area 10-plus years ago, Scott allowed me to shadow, learn from him, and even donated items to our newly started athletic training program at Ascension Christian. And he would check in on me even during his very busy schedule. He's done so much for sports medicine, not only locally but on a state level. Thank you for paving an influential and positive path for other athletic trainers. Trent Sheets, thanks, Scott, for watching over my son and the Gators. Derek Lambert helped me since 8th grade. Hurt myself in a track meet, my first introduction to Santa Maria athletics. Ryan Stevens, thanks for all your time. You the best. Celeste Janson,
Small.
I'm watching. Big shoes to fill. Congratulations. This is Cindy Duvall. Congratulations, Coach Scott. Thank you for taking great care of our Gators. You will be missed. The Duvalls, 98 to 2000.
That's how, man. I can still remember Jason Duvall making that catch in the Catholic game, and of course Scott, and to be able to do that, and that's I mean, there's just gonna be so many memories, and it's just I'm glad. I lost so much in the flood year, like a lot of us did.
Yeah.
But you just understand how to appreciate that. But talking about thanks, and like I said, it's just so many people, and everybody gives me a lot of credit. But I'm going to just tell you, my students, my assistants, the administration here, the parents here, the Booster Club. I didn't mention, we were talking about the Booster Club. James, Jose, Allen, those guys have been tremendous for me. That we give them each other a hard time pretty good. but like I said, Mr. Harold Gyro, I saw Mr. Harold, and he's been. He's it's funny that I really got the grandparent power now.
Yeah.
Because, I saw Mr. Don Candell, and, I see a lot of these, more Leroy Robert and all those people, and, Farrell. And there's just so many people you think about, these boxes Mr. Farrell built for me. You think about all these little things, that machine with the Booster Club, when they got that far, there's all these touch points that they talk about. And, and I guess we need to wrap this up.
Well, hang on.
Well,
there's one thing too, Scott.
Yep.
Well, I got one last little paper.
I know you got one last, but we got one last thing.
We got one more award.
Do not do this right now.
Well, we can do it right now.
Yep.
All right. It's not much, but it's something from the Duckaroo sports community, Santa Maria. We love you. We want you to have that. Go ahead and read it off, brother.
Take your time.
Yep, take your time, man. Man, we love you.
In appreciation for 28 plus years of unselfish dedication to the students at Cinema High School. And that's what it's tried to be.
It has been.
That's all I wanted. When I got here, you just – as an athletic trainer, you do this because you care about people, and you get involved in this profession because, I went to high school that didn't have, the best idea what care looked like, and saw so many horrific things. To see my brother get transit quadriplegia in high school and have to be paralyzed on the football field for a little while, to see how that goes, to see all the things that my friends went through that were just normal stuff, and just understand that it had to be better. And I was just so thankful. And we talked about what the things I'm going to do. I'm leaving. A lot of you guys know that I'm leaving on tomorrow morning and going on a trip that I've planned. But it's a full circle moment for me because I'm going back to the place that I fell in love with this profession.
Yep.
And, and to be able to share that with probably one of the best friends I've made in the Santa Maria community with Sammy Edwards, and how much he's meant to me and how much I could count on him, and the stories I could tell that what he's done. And, of course, Mia and, her, I don't become who I become as a professional without, our principles. But Mia was pretty special, and, she made me understand how to be great. And, and it's, to go back there to a place that honored my parents. It was the last place we were with my mom. And when they dedicated a building to her, and before she died of cancer, and was the last time that me and my brothers were all there. So it's a pilgrimage. And then, and then to think that I may have an opportunity to go back to a school that really meant a lot to me at Southeastern to work and finish my career there, which I hope that happens. And if it doesn't, it's okay. And I have a lot of other parts, but it's that the fact is I truly mean it when I say it's such an awesome responsibility to take care of people's most prized possessions. And that's the thing that we have to understand, is the obligation that we have to the people in this community, that our kids that come to this school deserve the absolute best care. It is not something that you slough off. It's not something that's hokey. And, and it's up to us. It's up to us to put the pressure on the people that make that decision to be able to do that and to find out. And a lot of times people think if you have great care, it makes kids soft, it doesn't. You know, let me tell you, if people, and I give this analogy, you will never win a Kentucky Derby with the jackass.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't take care of your
Take care of your stallion.
take care of your stallion the
That's
way
right.
that you brush them, you groom them, you feed them, you take care of them, you train them right. It still means the race is going to be tough, but we got to take care of them. And so that mindset has to change, and I see it changing, and it's a great thing. But y'all asked some things that I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss being the first at the football field at fall camp. And when you see the grass is mowed, the smell, the paint on the field, and that you're the first footprints on that field that morning to get it set for practice, I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss propping my door open in the spring, when those good, nice spring days, to hear that proverbial,
Ting of the bat.
ting of the bat.
Yeah.
That people are in the batting cages, and that some kid there has got a major league dream, and that you're gonna get to be a part of that, and to see Ben pitch and win a gold medal, and to talk to Reed today, and to the Rick Haydales and the Casey Lamberts and the Blaine Enlows and all these people that you get to touch their lives at a point that is so important, and that they come back, even the ones that don't go, but to be a part of that is such an unbelievable experience. And I've been so blessed and so lucky. It's going to be really difficult to turn the lights off at this place.
Yeah.
It was so hard to come into this place when the flood came and to see it and what it was, but it's so nice to see when you come to a game and know that so many nights I turned the lights off in the Gold Dome and knew that tomorrow I get to come back and do a job that I would do for free, but you're not getting any money back from me. There's no refund.
Well, one thing, Scott, we had talked about it before. A lot of coaches had done it in the past and everything, but you took a program and you're leaving it way better than what it was when you took it.
Yes.
And we are very appreciative of that. Is a few more real quick. Maggie Joette, thank you, Coach. You will be missed. And Tori, she sent something, and I'm sending it like same thing as me. Thank you, Scott, for all you did for Kobe and all the Gators. You will be missed. My freshman at least got you for half this year. She said, I'm selfish. I want you for the rest of his years at Santa Monica, but wishing you the best, and I know you're leaving them in good hands. And we are very appreciative of what you did for our kid. Chip McCorkle, he said, that man. And then Miss Deanna Melanson, not a single athletic trainer in this state can say they haven't learned from you in any capacity. My heart is heavy, but I'm so incredibly proud of you and can't wait to watch how the next chapter unfolds. It's an honor to be a bystander in your walk.
But before I get off of this, man, I got a note here. I got two things that
Hit them, bro.
I need to absolutely do.
Absolutely.
My two favorite Gators that I've had my whole time here, and is my son Kyle, and to have him come here and work in this program, to give up his last year eligibility to wrestle, to come here, to be here with me for those 2 years, met the world.
Indeed.
To absolutely be here, to get to be a parent of a Santa Monica Gator like Sarah, and she absorbed everything that this school had to give, to see her be able to be on the homecoming court, to be a Gator, to see her play now as a college athlete, that she would never have gotten that opportunity if she wouldn't have come here. And to the teachers that talk about me, but until you have a kid that comes here, you never understand how significant our staff is and in their kids' lives. But also to my wife, Bridget, my family has sacrificed a tremendous amount.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of days that I worked multiple jobs in my early years here, and it was not uncommon for me to leave home on a Friday and not come home till Sunday night. And there was a lot, and we gave a lot to this program to build it and to do that. And and it shows. It does.
Oh,
but there
definitely
is a cost, and and it was very difficult this year to make a decision, and which it wasn't hard, but it was difficult because not everybody understands it. But it was so great, and I really appreciate the people that supported it this year the way that they did. When to have the opportunity to go watch Sarah play soccer, and to go and see her teammates, and to see the teammate that she is, and also to be there with Sadie Bourgeois, which is one of my all-time favorite Gators, and to be able to go and be a part of their journey and to just be a parent. But I need to wrap this up for you guys, and I'm going to close with something, and this is the greatest gift I can give y'all. And it's something my mom taught us. And when she passed away, I had the great honor, but I had the great honor to do her memorial. And I asked my brothers and sisters, what were the 4 gifts my mom gave? And I wanted to make sure that everybody understands is that these were the gifts that I gave. I love this place. I love the Gators. I loved being here every day. It was a struggle at times, but I loved it. And so the first one was love. And I hope that people continue to love this place, to love this program, to love the people in this program. But more importantly, stop and understand this place is special and to love it with all your heart. Next is impact. And I hope I've impacted so many people's lives in a positive way that it means something to them, and that for whatever lesson it was. And I know that I wasn't always the best person at times, but to try to impact people in a positive way. And then, that's what it means to be a Santa Maria Gator, is to impact people. We live in service in this community, and we do such a great job, but to continue to do that. Effort. I tried to work as hard as I possibly could every day, no matter how long it took, how many days it was, or how many hours it was going to take, that to work as hard as I could for the students and the athletes and the parents, the coaches, everybody that was associated with this school. And that's one of the greatest things about being a Santa Maria Gator is its effort, because it's the thing you can control. Last is toughness. It takes a lot of mental and physical toughness to do this job, and I had to be tough, and it was tough, and it beats you up. It makes you want to quit. It makes you not want to, to do a lot of things at times, but tough times never last, but tough people do. And that's the one thing that I'm glad I was able to finish this journey for myself and for the people that are around. But that's another thing that I leave, because there's nothing tougher than the Santa Maria Gator, and that's the thing that we pride ourselves on. So I'm so appreciative for y'all to give me this opportunity tonight, because I don't know if I would have ever been able to really convey this, and how much I love this place, and how hard this decision was to decide to turn it, because it's time.
Yeah.
And and everybody tells you, when it's your time, and that's been hard, and understand that, because I just really love this place. I love the kids that come here. I've loved the ones that have come, and can't wait to see what the future holds. But I am so appreciative. I feel so blessed that I've had this opportunity that, was the worst job that everybody told me, don't take that job when I was going to come here. Every one of my mentors and people, but I'm so thankful that I did, and I didn't listen, because now, but now
we're definitely glad.
But now it's something I think it's special, and I just hope that people understand how special it is and continue to take care of it. Continue to, and like I said, continue to expect people to do the job that needs to be done, but also our stakeholders to continue to invest, because this, it needs to be invested. This should be priority one for our school, our athletic program, and in the district. And we have, and that's what's the thing, you have to advocate for this. So thank you guys. I love y'all very much. It's been a pleasure.
We appreciate you.
It's been a pleasure to be able to be here, to serve this community, to serve y'all as parents, to be a part. And I got so many great memories, but I get to, Thursday, like I said, the hardest thing is that when I leave here, for the first time, Santa Maria's in my rearview mirror. And that's a really tough thing for me.
Well, I'm going to tell you, you see how many we got these headphones. There's always a headphone open for you, Coach.
Yeah.
Open mic any night.
You always.
Yeah, but games would have to be triple overtime if I started talking.
Again, on behalf of the Gator Nation,
we do appreciate you.
We appreciate everything you've done here for the school, for the kids, for the community, all the lives you touched in a positive way. And like I said, we went through a ton of names of kids that have come through this program and has became better
It's thousands.
You know, because
Yeah, you can't.
of it.
Yeah, you can't name it. I mean, that's just the
Yeah.
ones that you could think off the top of your
Yeah.
head. 28 years of how many kids a
Chuck,
year?
I sure hope you get the
You know.
opportunity to post the pictures that we shared because those were
Yes.
a lot of
Yes.
those were a lot of keepsakes that I have.
Yep.
And, you know, and like I said, you know, I just go back through the moments that really make you happy, and you know, and I just have too many happy moments that, but like I said, it's, you know. We turn out the lights tonight, my brothers.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to do it with you.
And
guys.
Us too,
we definitely
man. Us too.
wish you the best.
Yeah.
In
You ever want to
whatever
go
life.
hunting? Let us know. We'll go get us a hunt
Yeah.
together or something, you know?
Yeah. Whatever.
I'm always open. I'm gonna have a lot of time. I'm just telling you, there's a lot of people that lied about this stuff because you know, I you know, it's I was telling people the other day that you know, I was able to leave here half a day and you know, went home, ate lunch, cooked supper, and then went went shoot for 2 hours and was back before 5:30. So this is what these normal people do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You got to get with Arnold. I mean, he's always looking for something to do, you know, retire. I mean, y'all might be able to go fishing in the spring while I'm still doing weekend baseball.
Yeah, I got you.
So, again, thanks everybody for
Thank y'all.
who tuned in and commented.
There's a few of them. We could get them last, and then that's when we wrap it up. Danny Rizzuto, thank you for everything, Scott, and for taking care of the Rizzutos. We appreciate you. Derek Lambert, pickle juice slushies. Danny Williams, Coach Arceneaux, thank you from Danny Williams, Bliss Humphreys, and Bella and Braden Bruno. Thank you for taking care of my kids' injuries. Rebecca Cannon, thank you for everything you did for Gator Nation, and especially William Cannon. And then the Shingler, thanks for all you did for us, Coach. You deserve your retirement. David Stallings, thank you, Coach Arceneaux. All right, folks, that's it. With Gator Tales with Chuck and Brad and the GOAT himself,
That's it.
Coach Scott Arceneaux.
Signing out.
Signing out, brother. We appreciate you, man. Hey,
Love you.
it's a great day to be a Gator.